We are back out here garbage picking in a brand new town of Naperville, Illinois, as you can see on the side of that can. I've never trash picked here. This is the first time I've ever gotten out of the van to trash pick in Naperville, and we have what looks to be a broken mirror. So we're gonna end up leaving that. But decided to try this town out. It's probably 25 minutes south of my home. So I figured might as well try it. It's a pretty wealthy community, and with it being a wealthy community, it's kind of one of those things where you would think that they would have the best trash, but it's not always that way, and I'll explain that in a little bit later if the adage holds true. But hopefully I didn't just waste my time driving down here, and hopefully we find a bunch of good stuff. Thanks for joining me. Saw this sitting next to the trash can, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. Looks like some kind of grip, some kind of vice grip or what have you. Not so sure if that would sell for anything. It's very heavy, very, very top heavy. But it possibly could. I'm gonna grab it. You guys let me know in the comments what it is. We do have a cozy coupe sitting right here. A nice red, white, and blue one. Let's see if it rolls. Yeah, it definitely rolls. The stickers are a little bit worn on it, but that's really not gonna affect it too much as long as I can get this door shut, which I should. Yeah, that shuts, rolls well, no problems. We'll take it. Got a nice pile going around here. This shelf right here is definitely takeable. This would look good in a garage, or you could probably even use it inside your home. It's a little bit wobbly, to be honest, but I think I can tighten it up. That shouldn't be a problem. This is actually a nice bookshelf too. Nice solid wood. People like these. Good shot of it. Pretty thin, but it works. And let's see. I think we're gonna leave this one. To be honest, I kind of think I probably should just take it. I'm kind of curious if there's something right here, because it's kind of away from their can. It kind of makes me wonder if there's somebody else that garbage picks in this town. I'll probably just throw that in the van too. Oh, actually, I'm not going to, because that looks kind of like mold. So we'll throw these two in the van and move along. But looking pretty good so far. Oh, this is written on John and Carrie's Supermarket. Wonder how old that is, but I mean, it's on the back anyway, so it doesn't really affect it all too much. Kind of a cool history piece. Not sure exactly what this is. Kind of looks like almost like why is it like for the dog to go in it? You know what I mean? Or the cat. It's kind of weird. Like I saw something on Facebook today, and it was somebody selling pretty much a TV stand like this, but it had a dog cage on this side, a dog cage on this side, and then a storage for your toys or whatever for your dog in the middle. And this is kind of like the same thing. Like, why else would it be open like that and open like this so your cat can get in there? I don't know. I'm gonna Google image search it and see if it comes up with anything, because if that's what it is, I bet I could sell it. It's kind of a weird design if it's not, but it's in really good shape. I mean, pretty nice house it's coming out of, so I think we'll grab that. All right, so I did look it up, and it's not a TV stand at all. I suppose you could put a TV stand on it, but it's actually a litter box enclosure for two separate cats, or I guess you could probably just store stuff in here. But people really, really like these litter box storage things. They don't like them. Their litter box is just sitting out there. So this is a really good find. This is probably the nicest one I've ever had. So we're gonna throw this in the van, and I'm really happy that I came to this town tonight. So I guess my adage, if you will, that I was referring to earlier does not hold true, at least in this town. I do always find, from my experience, that towns with medium income are the best towns to trash pick. I feel like it's a couple reasons. One, I feel like the people in these towns, they're a little less quick to get rid of their stuff because the stuff they're buying is pretty high quality. Another reason could be that, you know, you don't want people that live in towns like this don't want their neighborhoods kind of getting all trashy and with a bunch of stuff piled up in their yard, you know, they're more likely to donate it or, you know, what have you. I have to turn around here, hitting the main road. That's the other problem that I have when I try out new towns is I do not really know where I'm going, so I run into dead ends all of the time. However, it's no big deal. But the other thing I wanted to mention is how amazing it is to have Google Lens. Because, I mean, even 5 years ago, you know, when I was doing this, you couldn't just look up the picture and know exactly what it is. It's really amazing, and it's a really helpful tool if you're out there garbage picking yourself. Really easy to find out what it is on the side of the road that you're looking at. I think this might be a coffee table, and in my last video, if you saw it, I commented on how coffee tables are very hard to sell. But if there is any coffee table that would sell, it would probably be this one. Assuming that it's in decent enough shape. I'm gonna move this box of boxes over and lay this down here for a second. Looks like it's got a little bit of wear. Nothing too crazy with this IKEA furniture. All these little marks, if you call over them with a Sharpie marker, should come right out. It looks like they had kids maybe painting on it or whatever, but I think this one's actually pretty decent, and I'm gonna throw this in the van. So coffee tables, don't take them unless they're in style. So we'll throw this one in the van. I think it's a good one. Sticking out of this can, it looks like we got some, we're gonna leave these. I was hoping that they were shepherd's hooks. Shepherd's hooks would have been a pretty good find. Those are very popular around this time of year, but those were, I think for like tiki candles, that's pretty cool there. If you can see that, zoom in, like a butterfly. And they have a toilet sitting there, but none of that's for us, so we'll move along. Get a couple pieces of luggage here. I'm gonna end up leaving these. These are a little bit, well, they're not too bad actually. These do pretty well, as long as they're in pretty decent shape, the zippers work, and they're clean. These are a little dirtier than I would like. I think I'm gonna leave these, just my judgment's telling me to leave them. And they're not a matching set either, so we're gonna leave those. But if you find luggage, they sell, but it's kind of like the storage drawers. You gotta have a lot of them, and you gotta not expect to get a lot for them. This looks like a coat rack. Now, let's see if it goes back on top. Probably does, probably just screws like that, right? Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice one. I think it should go back together, no issues. Now, if this wasn't this nice, this is actually a really nice coat rack. If this was just a wooden one or one that doesn't look like it's like a year old, I probably would leave it, because this is not the time of year you want to be trying to sell a coat rack. It's almost April. People are putting their coats away in a couple months. Well, I guess it's not really almost April. It's only the start of March, but still, it's kind of not the time you want to be selling. I'll just throw it in. You guys can't see that, but just throw it in a bookshelf for now. Yeah, you get one of those in July, good luck getting rid of it. But you get one of those in November, everybody wants. So it's kind of one of those things. It would not be a garbage picking video without a couple of storage drawers. These ones, that one's cracked. This one is dirty. Actually kind of really dirty. Dirtier than I want to deal with. Like I said, they're not worth that much. We're gonna end up leaving those, but hopefully we find us some. Back to the idea of luggage. Here's a couple more. These ones do match, and they're actually, I think these are nicer. I mean, they're kind of got stickers and stuff all over them, with whatever. It's not that big of a deal, right? I think these are pretty nice. I kind of think that, I don't know, is that a good brand? Delsey? Couldn't tell you, but I think they should sell for a few bucks. I think if I see those other ones, now that I have these, if I drive by, I have no idea how to get back to where I was. But if I see them again, I'll grab them. The other thing you gotta check on these, make sure this stuff goes up, which it does. So we'll throw these in the van. A lot of times people will buy these luggages, and like, it will be like, you know, people from other countries, and they send stuff in the luggage. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's kind of where the market seems to be, with people sending it, you know, to Mexico or India. So it's kind of cool that, you know, possibly this stuff could end up on the other side of the world, honestly. So we'll throw them in the van, save them. Kind of going willy-nilly down these streets. Not sure exactly where I am, to be honest. Couldn't tell you which way to go. Just kind of staying where I see trash cans, and trying to not go down the same roads that I have already gone down. But this is definitely a very affluent area, as you can tell by the size of the houses. So a lot of stuff out. This here is kind of interesting. It's just a regular step 2 push car, but it looks like it's been decked out in claws. I mean, I don't know if that's how it was supposed to be. I really don't think so, but that's kind of like one of a kind. I feel like at first I was like, oh, I could grab that and probably take all that stuff off, but I'm seeing it now and it's actually really well done. So I think that I'll probably just keep it like it is. And I think somebody, I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong. That could honestly be how it comes. And if it is, that thing is pretty sweet. Very cool. This dresser here looks like it's mid-century modern. Definitely looks like it's seen some better days. This will all clean up. The back's kind of coming off, but again, that could be easily re-put on. So let's open up the drawers and see what we're working with. It is a Bassett dresser. I had a contact that I was working with for years. And she was a furniture refinisher, and I sold her probably, these all seem like they're pretty decent. I think that maybe there's something going on with these 2 drawers, but I think that it's workable. Kind of same thing's going on here. I'm not sure exactly what happens. Oh, well, I'll see if I can get this drawer. But what I was saying about the lady is I sold her probably 50, 60 dressers, and she was a refinisher. And when I saw this, I'm like, oh, that'd be great for her. But she just got out of the business. She had to downsize, and she's not doing it right now. So that's unfortunate, but as long as that bottom drawer works, I think this is a good find. This house is for sale. Wonder how much it is for sale for. Something way out of my price range. But they are giving away some trash that we will check out. This stuff here, this workout stuff, could be good. Step Pro. It's kind of deflated. I'm not so sure about that. These pictures. These sometimes I have sold these to people and they they repaint them. I'm not gonna mess around with that today, but this bookshelf could be all right. Got a stick, or not a stick, but you know what I mean. A piece of wood sticking out there. Kind of looks like it's in a little bit rough shape. Yeah, I think that this is probably sitting in like a garage or something. It looks awfully dirty. So we're gonna leave that as I'm making a mess, but I'll clean it up and we'll move along. So nothing here today, but if we do come back to this town next week, maybe they'll have some more stuff for us to grab. Here's another black bookshelf that could be a little better. This one does not have a backing on it. If this is what they were using for the backing, no, I don't think so. Kind of looks like they never installed the backing, which isn't the worst. It's still stable without it. Sometimes, sorry I didn't zoom out there, but sometimes these shelves, if they don't have the backing on it, they are not stable. But this one is. This one should be all right. And they'll just have to see the back of their wall or whatever when they use it. So, pretty decent find. I'm gonna see if I can salvage any parts off of this Dyson here. Like I've said before, you can usually sell the canisters off of this. This one looks like it's got stuff in it. But I think I'll still try to grab it because I bet that this is a very expensive vacuum if it was vacuuming this monstrosity of a house. So we'll grab the canister. I'm sure it's worth a few bucks and it shouldn't be too hard to clean out. On second thought, I lifted it up and it is blinking, or at least it was. Yeah, see it blinking there, blue lights. So I don't know if it works. I don't know if it just needs a charge. So I'm gonna grab it. I'm sure my wife will love that I'm bringing this into our house, but she watches these videos, so I apologize. It is pretty close to 10 o'clock. It's about 9:35, and normally there's a chandelier right there. I'm not going to be taking it though. Normally I wouldn't really stress out about it getting late. However, like all of these neighborhoods have like a bunch of like neighborhood watch signs all around them, and like, not that I'm really doing anything illegal. I mean, I don't know if there's like a village ordinance against doing it. I highly doubt it, but I can totally see somebody in these houses, especially with the camera, like saying that there's a guy in a van driving around recording houses, and it turns into a whole thing. So I'd prefer not to get pulled over. I don't think I'd get in any trouble, or probably just be asked to not do it, which would suck because I'm killing it right now. But anyway, so I'm probably gonna cut it no matter what at 10 and go to my other town, because I don't really have any concerns with my other town. But this is a different type of house, if you know what I mean. Let's just check this out. Like, that is a chandelier. I've tried to grab them in the past. Haven't had any luck. However, that one is really nice, and I'm tempted to take it, but I'm gonna pass for now. So we'll move along. Let me know if you think I should have taken the chandelier. It probably works. I mean, I don't see what would go wrong. Electricity or electric items like that aren't that hard to fix if there is something wrong. But we'll move along, and hopefully we get something in the next 20 or so minutes before I get out of here, before I get in trouble. Got a little bit of a pile going here. Not sure. Got Bill Foster for Congress. I wonder if he won. This looks like a garage clean out, which means there could be some stuff. That looks like a kitty litter box, which is kind of gross. This bag, this looks like just garbage. So maybe not. Maybe it's just an excess of garbage this week for them. A lot of cat stuff. This week. What do we got here? School bus. Chicago school bus. It's a little dirty, but I'll clean that up. My son loves buses, so at least we got something. What's this here? It's a little box. Don't want to forget our school bus. Did that sit on there at one point? I don't know. I guess it's just a piece of wood. But we'll take our school bus across the street here. I did see this bin right here, blended in the dark. I'm kind of curious as to what was in here. Oh, these are for killing mice, I think, so that's kind of gross. Definitely have to wash this bus now. Not that I wasn't going to before, but we'll take our Chicago school bus that my son will like and move along. Let's check out the drawers on this dresser. First thing I'm noticing is going to be missing the top crossbar, which usually isn't that big of a deal. I do have a guy who pretty much buys any IKEA dresser, no matter what the condition, and this one is. The first thing I look for on these IKEA ones is making sure that all these metal tracks are there on both the base and the drawers. So this side of the drawers has it, and this side of the drawers as well. So I mean, that before you start messing around with it, this one's actually really clean besides that crossbar. Before you start messing around with it, you can kind of tell if they're going to be possibly, now there still could be an issue. It's going to be hard to do with one hand, so I'm going to put the camera down and show you afterwards, but it's most likely to be. There could still be a small issue. One of the tracks could be bent, but I think that we should be all right on this one. So I will show you in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, all the drawers work really well. This would actually be like an honestly amazing condition piece had the crossbar been there, but I mean, you can definitely see it. But I think that you probably can honestly buy the crossbar on Amazon or eBay for a replacement part, but either way, it's definitely worth throwing in the van. That's going to be the last stop of this new town that I'm trying out. I think it was a very, very good success. I don't know if I picked a really good week to try it out, or if this is kind of what it's like every week. I know it's the start of spring cleaning. I bet my regular towns are a little bit better than they were last week, and it will get better for a while here. But I'm definitely glad that we tried it. The van's pretty much full. I'm headed west now to do one of my normal routes. So we'll see if we can find a little bit more, just move some stuff around in the van and hopefully get a few more items. About a month from now, obviously we're not going to take this one because it's missing the front, and that's probably why they threw it away. But about a month from now, anytime you see a fan, it's definitely broken. I feel like we're at the end of it where it's probably not broken and they're probably just getting rid of it for space. Same thing once, you know, in the summer, if you're throwing out a space heater in July, it's probably fine for the most part. But if you're throwing a space heater out in November when you just turned it on and then you realize it didn't work, then it is not the time of the year to grab it. But we'll leave these two items. I was checking for that table too. Back in the original town that I would have been in anyway, had I not decided to try that new town out. This is our first find of the night. Looks like it could use a little bit of cleaning, just a little spray down, but that's a pretty nice entertainment. I don't know if it's even an entertainment stand. I suppose, yeah, it looks like they did have their TV on it. It's kind of concerning. You can still see it, but I think that should come off just with the spray down. But I think that would actually look pretty nice for, you know, even just storage. If you just put, you know, some plants or what have you on top of there, I think that that's a pretty sweet piece. So we'll throw that in the van for sure. Whatever that thing is, that was the first thing we got tonight, just because I was nervous about not finding potentially anything. Literally everything I've tried to get in this spot, I moved some stuff around, but everything that I've tried to get right here has gotten caught on that, and I've hated that thing every single time. So I don't know what it is. You let me know in the comments if you know. But whatever it is, I really wish I didn't take it because I'm sure it's not worth very much, if anything at all. And this actually looks like it's been a very long time since I've gotten one of these in good shape, and this one isn't. Looks like it's kind of falling apart there. That's just waiting to happen, and the insides are really torn up, but the outside looks really nice. And I could tell that this thing's really wobbly. Been a very long time. I feel like when I first started garbage picking, I had quite a few of those. What's over here? Oh, I think that's just their lawn decor, but I had a bunch of those. First few years I was doing this, and like I had not gotten a good one of those in years. I'm not sure why, just chance most likely, but very interesting. Let's see if this is in good shape and if it has the drawers or the shelves. Stand this guy up here. Well, it's definitely in decent shape. Now, can we find the shelves somewhere? Doubt that they're there. So our last shot would be, are they in the garbage can? Now I would dig for this. I'm not seeing them, unfortunately. I'm not gonna dig all the way to the bottom if I don't see them, or at least evidence of them. Are they in here for some reason? Because they wouldn't be recyclable, no? Well, that's quite unfortunate. Not sure why they would throw out the shelf and not, or the cabinet part of the shelf and not the actual shelf, but it doesn't do me much good without the shelf, so we'll lay that guy back down and move along. That's kind of a shame. There was a house here next to this house. Last week when I drove by, they had the wrecker in the yard, and it was a decent house. It was like a lot of these, probably right next to it. It was a little split level. That's probably new. But it was a regular looking house. Looked nice to me, but it's gone now. That's kind of another wasteful thing that's unfortunate about life and the way we kind of treat our, you know, objects and homes. Just getting rid of the old stuff and getting the new stuff. It's a house that I'm sure I would have loved to live in. Many of you would too, but it's a shame that they kind of just tear them down so quickly to build new houses when there's plenty of space. It's just not in the same zip code as some people may like. On top of this can, there's like a hamper looking thing, and if it's in decent shape, it probably is worth grabbing. It's got a little bit of damage right there. Looks like something kind of got set on it. However, I think that probably is pretty decent. Like, you put blankets. I might be able to punch that up so it doesn't look as noticeable. I think that that's just definitely worth grabbing. It's clean enough. So we'll grab that. Should probably not worth that much, especially with the damage, but I think it's worth something at least.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. I'm really glad we tried out that new town. I'm hoping that next week I can get a few more nights in that town and see if that was just a fluke or if that was a really good town to garbage pick. Let me know what your favorite find was. If you could give me a like, comment, and if you're not subscribed, I really appreciate it. Even the like and comment, even if you're telling me you didn't like the video, it would really help get the video in front of more viewers. So I appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks again.